1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh,
10 new managers in the Premier League, at least 10. So it's pretty much, well, it's half the Premier League have changed their manager. So it's quite an industry for rotation, if you like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to mention what I think about Oliver Glasner, what he's done.
Oliver Glasner, yeah. Please go ahead. We'll come back to the Fulham one.
Yeah. Well, again, it touches on to the fact there's been a lot of managerial changes, right from Slot, of course. He was sacked effectively. Guardiola, it won't be quite the same without him. They've got the guy from Chelsea, haven't they? What's his name? Maresca, is it, or something like that?
Xabi Alonso.
No. Alonso has gone to.
He's in Chelsea. Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, he's gone to Chelsea. Yeah, but no. Yeah. But anyway, so Oliver Glasner.
Yeah.
He left Palace at the end of the season, having had generally a very good 2 years. In the space of the last 12 months, Palace won the FA Cup, Community Shield against Man City and Liverpool, so quality opposition, and then the Conference League in Europe, which again was a very good ending to Glasner's term. And he was held, and I guess will be held, in some esteem by the fans, because he did give us that period of 3 trophies within a 12-month period. That said, it has to be said that perhaps as a result of being in the European Conference League this past season, the Premier League season wasn't so great. I think Palace finished 15th, quite safe in terms of relegation, but we didn't have a great season. And generally speaking, because you played the European games on a Thursday night, the games that we had the following Sunday in the Premier League, we suffered for, because I think there's tiredness, and we saw the same maybe with Tottenham the previous season. They won it. They won the Europa League, but again, games on a Thursday, and they were at a very bad season. They finished 17th. So anyway, back in February, Glasner blew his top after one defeat. I forget which one it was. It followed the Macclesfield defeat, but it wasn't that one, I don't think. And he sort of had a real go at the owners, a real go about not being supported, and they didn't rebuild the team after the FA Cup win. And frankly, some of the things he said probably had some justification. You know, he wasn't a stupid man, but on the surface, he always sort of spoke as if there were no divisions, particularly between him and Steve Parish and the ownership generally. But he really was very outspoken in February, to the point that I think people felt in football generally that he was trying to get the sack. He wanted to go then, possibly because he'd been offered something else or what. But to his credit, Steve Parish, if you like, stuck with him, made him see out his contract, which did result in that European trophy at the end. So that was good. But the little hints that, because people along those last few months were saying, do you think he'll stay now we've won this trophy and all that? And I think the consensus was he wouldn't stay. He'd made up his mind. I seem to remember reading at the time, back in February, that he wanted to watch one of his kids in Austria or in some sporting competition in the summer, and that he kind of implied he wanted a break from football. So there was all that, and then Palace at the end of the season, they'd gone and got another manager, a Frenchman called Pierre Sarge from Lens in France, who looks to have a reasonable CV. So I think there's some hope there. But then, to my astonishment, when I was away on holiday actually, and it was.
say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
Holiday actually, and it was confirmed, I think, beginning of this week, by Forest that Oliver Glasner has gone to Nottingham Forest. Now, when we won the FA Cup, we should have gained automatic entry into the Europa League, which is the middle one, and the one after that is the Champions League.
Yeah.
But the Forest owner, who actually they qualified in their league position for the Conference League, basically did everything he could to oust Palace from the Europa League and take their place. So we would have been relegated to the Conference League because of ownership issues.
Yeah.
An owner can't have an interest in two clubs, and one of our minority owners did have an interest, I think, in possibly a French club, which he subsequently sold, but it was just after the deadline date. So there was a technical problem on the part of Palace's ownership, and you'd have to say that, but it had been overlooked before by UEFA. But in this case, the owner, the Greek owner of Forest, pressed and pressed and pressed, and it dominated a lot of the thinking, I think, at Palace. And UEFA crumbled, caved in, and put them down to the Conference League, and put Forest in the Europa League, which they didn't win, whereas we did win this other one, which means we are now qualified. Palace are qualified for next season's Europa League, and Forest are not in a league. Well, you think then that Glasner is then announced as their new manager. They're not in Europe, which Palace are, and a lot of people initially said, well, what the hell, why didn't he stay with us? I mean, he built the team, he appeared, from things he said, to like the place, the fans, and the new stand is now finally being built, that the bulldozers have moved in, so things are happening, and we're still in Europe. We've had a good 2-year period, but he obviously was resolute, he wasn't going to stay. And then it turns out he's going to, I won't say an arch rival, but after all of the history with the UEFA business, with the Europa League and so on, and that the Forest owner did everything he could to oust Palace. We saw his behaviour on the pitch with Nuno when he had an argument with one of his managers. Last year, Forest had 4 managers. He hires and fires like there's no tomorrow. So maybe, I hope Glasner knows what he's doing, except, I don't know, a number of people have said that maybe a bigger job that he hoped might come along didn't materialise, because the fact is Palace didn't have a good season in the Premier League. We didn't. It was nothing like as good as the previous one, but we did win the thing at the end. So I think his currency was very high. His stock.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on